Good morning and welcome to NewdWares Trade Talk from Monday, May 11th. Okay, Kel, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps, which are trading a little low. We're down 0.13% in the pre-market. This failed diplomatic efforts over the Strait of Hormuz and Iran and ending the Iran war. It's kind of weighing on markets a little bit again this morning. On the economic front, it's kind of light. We just have the existing home sales data report that's due out. President Trump is scheduled to go to China this week. He's going to be talking about the Iranian conflict, tariffs, trade imbalances, access to critical minerals. These are going to be the key topics of those talks. In corporate news, BZH, Boise Zebra Henry, a home builder, they're up about 12% this morning following reports of another takeover bid. Apollo Global Management, APO, they're reportedly in talks to sell their $3 billion private credit fund. mRNA, Moderna, it's trading higher this morning as that new virus outbreak linked to a cruise ship has people looking for a return to glory where they could be, bringing up a new vaccine here. Currently, there isn't one for that virus. OpenAI, they're in discussions with the EU over access to its new cyber model. On the earnings front, you got Circle Internet Group, they're trading higher. Seadrill's trading higher following their quarterly results. Dole is trading a little weaker. But for the rest of the week, you got a lot of good earnings coming up. ON, JD, TSCM, Alibaba, Cisco, FIG, and AMAT are all scheduled to report this week. Okay, let's take a look at the global markets, and let's start off with the DAX. And, the DAX is trading lower. It was higher earlier this morning, but it's since turned lower. It's down 60 points or 0.25%. It's really about the elevated energy costs that's kind of like causing the, theory that the ECB is going to give tighter interest rate stance over the next quarters or so. The FTSE, on the other hand, is up 0.19%. You got support in energy stocks, mining shares. It's helping that market move a little higher. The CAC in Paris is down 0.81%, or 65 points, or 65 points. It's being pressured by weakness in the luxury goods sector. Moving over to Asia last night, the Nikkei did fall 295 points, 0.47% with weakness in tech. But Hong Kong was lower all day, but then, the rally at the end of the day helped them actually close higher in the day. They closed higher by 0.05%. So kind of positive for Hong Kong. And the Shanghai was up over 1%, up 1.08%. Those April exports, they surged to 14.1% on a yearly basis. The expectations were for an increase of 7.9. This came in at 14.1. Wow, what a beat. Then you look at oil prices. Oil prices are gaining, up 1.5% this morning, as that most recent peace proposal failed to achieve a breakthrough to end the conflict. At the same time, you get drone attacks going on in Qatar, in the Persian Gulf, so that's causing some concern of the transit ships in that area. Moving on to earnings, and we're going to start off by CRCL, which is Circle Internet. Listen, the stock is trading higher. It's up 4.67%. They beat by 3 cents, although it was done on lower revenue. Then you got Seadrill, SDRL, which is up 4.41%. They beat by 16 cents on higher revenue. Upcoming after the bell, we got SPG, Simon Property Group, their EPS is $2.98. Expected move is 4.19%. And then you got AST Space Mobile, ASTA. They're expecting a loss of 23 cents, and the expected move here is 15.59%, but they're in a nice space. In terms of economic reports, the key one coming out is the existing home sales. In terms of FANG stocks going on here, Apple is said to be working on a slight redesign for its Mac OS 27 operating system, Mac OS platform. They're going to be addressing liquid glass issues. Google, Alphabet is filed for a yen-dominated bond offering. Rates are cheap over there. China exports more EVs than traditional cars for the first time last month. Microsoft, they're launching the Shanghai Global Expansion Center. Boeing showing some strong gains this morning. It's really due to Trump's visit to China. They're expecting to get a big plane order out of it. In terms of mergers, Dream Find Homers is bids to acquire Beazer Homes for $704 million. They went through this once before, and now the price is actually lower. So we'll have to see if anything happens there. terms of shareholders meeting, IP, International Papers holding a shareholders meeting today. In terms of buyback news, Checkpoint Systems, CHKP, they announced a 2 billion share buyback. Barrick Mining, ticker B, they announced a 3 billion share buyback. Algiant, ticker A, they were added to Citibank's upside catalyst watch list for 90 days. Okay, now we're going to move on. We're going to talk about our stock of the day, and I'm going to go with JD.com, John David. I mean, listen, earnings are tomorrow morning. The EPS is 57 cents. Expect to move is 6.47%. Friday's call volume 28,600 to 6,100. Very positive. Open interest 743K to 479K. Again, positive. Major brokers are rather positive on it, but you really want to get this stock in the low 30s. I'll say $30.10. And I definitely think you can make that gain. I don't think it's going to fall apart. So, yeah, I do like JD.com, ticker JD, John David, $30.10. That's my entry price. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about those stories that are hitting the press this morning. See if we can see anything that's hidden that's worth following up on. OpenAI to buy consulting firm for private equity joint venture. Let's see what else we got here. Temple Dragon Fund announces commitment to share repurchasing. U.S. probing 2.6 billion oil trades related to the Iran war. We've known about that. Japan to buy another 20 million barrels of UAE oil to bypass Hormuz blockade. Uber adds over 1,500 Ultra Beauty stores to Uber Eats marketplace. Musk, XAI will be dissolved as a separate company, so it will just be like SpaceX AI. That's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about Friday's pick of the day. I mean, listen, I went with QUBT, quantum computing. Stock opened at $9.82, ran to $9.95. There's your 1%. It was not a great winner, but it was a 1% winner. Earnings are out there, I think, after the bell today, but quantum computing, QUBT, winner on Friday. All right, traders, that wraps up today's version of NewdWares Trade Talk. You guys know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.